The arrow in this photo is pointing to a star that doesn't look like much compared with some of the other stars in the picture. It's certainly much smaller than most other stars. In fact, it's only about 20 kilometers in diameter. Compare that with the 1.4 million kilometer diameter of our own Sun. Despite its small size, however, this star has greater mass than the Sun, making it incredibly dense. It also has tremendous gravity. In fact, gravity on its surface is about 2 times 10 to the 11th times the gravity we feel on Earth. Holy cow. What type of a star is it? It's called a neutron star. That's because it consists solely of neutrons. What is a neutron star? What is a neutron? Sorry. A neutron is one of three main particles that make up the atom. The other two particles are the proton and electron. Atoms of all elements, except for most atoms of hydrogen, have neutrons in their nucleus. The nucleus is the small, dense region at the center of an atom where protons are also found. Atoms generally have about the same number of neutrons as protons. For example, all carbon atoms have 6 protons, and most also have 6 neutrons. A model of carbon atom is shown in the figure below. By the way, this video, again, goes more deep than we are actually going to go. So here's our model of the carbon atom. Notice the P is positive for protons, the N for neutron, 0 charge, E with a negative for electrons. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 protons, neutrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 protons. Unlike protons and electrons, which are electrically charged, neutrons have no charge. In other words, they are electrically neutral. That's why the neutrons in the diagram above are labeled N to the 0. The 0 stands for zero charge. The mass of a neutron is slightly greater than the mass of a proton, which is 1 atomic mass unit. An atomic mass unit equals about 1.67 times 10 to the negative 27 kilograms, a very small number. A neutron also has about the same diameter as a proton, 1.7 times 10 to the negative 17th meters. So one way I like to think of a neutron is like a combined proton with an electron. Electrons basically have no mass. Protons are mostly the mass of 1. So if you think of an electron combining with a proton, they cancel each other out and make like a neutron. Same element, different number of neutrons. All the atoms of a given element have the same number of protons and electrons. The number of neutrons, however, may vary for atoms of the same element. For example, almost 99% of carbon atoms have 6 neutrons, but the rest have either 7 or 8 neutrons. Atoms of an element that differ in their number of neutrons are called isotopes. So same types is what that literally breaks down in meaning. The nuclei of these isotopes of carbon are shown in the figure below. The isotope called carbon-14 is used to find the ages of fossils. So, a bit about these. Notice, this carbon, if we were to look at all the protons and neutrons, we have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dark ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 light ones. Carbon-12, 6 plus 6 is 12. Most carbon on Earth is that isotope, 6 protons, 6 neutrons. This carbon, though, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 protons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 neutrons. 6 plus 7 is carbon-13. And only a little over 1% has that isotope. 1% of carbon on Earth is that isotope. This one, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dark ones, which are protons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 light ones, which are neutrons. That's carbon-14. 6 plus 8 is 14. Less than 0.1% is carbon-14. Notice the names of the carbon isotopes in the diagram. Based on this example, infer how isotopes of an element are named. Kind of showed you that just a moment ago. Isotopes of an element are named for their total number of protons and neutrons. 6 plus 8 is 14. 6 plus 7 is 13. 6 plus 6 is 12. Question. The element oxygen has 8 protons. How many protons and neutrons are there in oxygen-17? So this is the opposite. 17 minus 8 equals what? Let's see. Oxygen-17, like all atoms of oxygen, has 8 protons. Its name provides the clue that it has a total of 17 protons and neutrons. Therefore, it must have 9 neutrons. 8 plus 9 equals 17, or 17 minus 8 equals 9. Summary: a neutron is one of three main particles that make up the atom. It is found in the nucleus and is neutral in electric charge. It has about the same mass and diameter as a proton. Neutrons are found in all atoms except for most atoms of hydrogen. All the atoms of a given element have the same number of protons and electrons, but they may vary in their number of neutrons. Atoms of the same element that differ in their number of neutrons are called isotopes.